How beautiful it is when Robbie Robertson loves your idea. It's part 3 of our interview with Kurt Newman of the Beaudins. What was it like working with Robbie Robertson?
It was fantastic. Like everything you would imagine it would be. He was just so open. When we walked into work, it's Robbie and Daniel Lenoir and all these people in the room, and he plays this song. He's like, I want you to sing something on it. And right away I had an idea. And they set up a microphone in the control room that I could sing. And so I started singing this part, and Robbie throws his hands up like this in the back of the control room, and I just stopped singing. I was just like, oh no. And he's like, that's perfect. That's perfect. And he loved it. And so we always had that kind of relationship throughout the process, that he was wide open to stuff, and he was such a great human being. He had a million stories to tell. I loved being around him.
There's about a few artists that I talk to now and then, and I'll say, how many times have they screwed up your name? Kasim Sultan is one guy. He says, oh my God, I'm surprised when people, Aoife O'Donnell is another one, where no one gets her name right. She's the story of my life. You have the name of a famous microphone that radio stations use, which pronounced Neumann, of course.
Yeah.
How do people usually get your name good?
Yeah, but the funny thing is my great ancestors are from that area of Germany where the microphone company started. So I am probably related to that company in a different way. My heritage is from Bonn, Germany, and my understanding is like some of the microphone people came from that area as well. So I always felt kind of a connection to rock and roll music from the first time I ever saw one of those microphones.
Pièce de Résistance on the album, You've Gotta Go Crazy. I love the energy. I love the way, my first program director, who actually gave me that beautiful Studer reel-to-reel back there for $1,000. It's worth 10 times that. Yeah. He used to tell me, how does a song make you feel? And that song makes me feel happy to be on this planet. Tell me about that too.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. In Wisconsin, we had pretty intense winters growing up. And when spring would come around and we'd have our first 50-degree days, you'd roll down the windows and you'd turn the radio up, and everything just felt good because you were going into summertime. And coming out of the pandemic and stuff, that's how I felt. I wanted a song on the record I could just go out and play that would make everybody feel like, I want to turn this song up on the radio. I just want to crank it. It's not about a deep message, but it is about just having fun and letting go. And like some days you'd just skip school and you weren't doing the right thing. You were just going a little crazy and having fun. And so that was the message I wanted to release in that song, was just go out. Sometimes you got to do that when times are tough or you're having a difficult day. Sometimes just skip out and go do something fun instead.
Is there anybody out there that you'd like to get, because I'd like to send this out into the ether, that you would like to talk to on the show?
Well, yeah, Jimi Hendrix, people like that would be nice to get on, because I think that would be an exclusive, but short of that, there's not one person. I just really want to find, interesting stories out there. Sometimes my daughter will be like, oh, you need to interview this person. I'll be like, who's that? I don't even know. Like, why would I talk to them? But then when I read about them, typically there's something they did that was interesting. And, I find it fascinating, or they use their intuition in some way. That I think listening to your intuition is super important part of being creative. And so
Zappy was good, by the way.
Yeah. Again, it may not be for everyone to go and travel somewhere and take ayahuasca, but for some people it might work, and it might be, it's not something you hear every day, right?
But I don't think there's anybody, let me interrupt you. I'm sorry. I don't think there's any ayahuasca, and I've read a lot about it. I don't think there's anybody who wouldn't be interested in this, in the experiences, or curious about it, though. That's the thing about that. It's fascinating.
What was most interesting to me was what we stumbled onto when I talked to him about, well, how are you ever going to get this to be a mass marketed, because insurance companies will just snuff it out. And he said, oh, actually, it's the opposite. Insurance companies find it's cheaper, so they're going to want to use this. And I was just like, it was mind blowing to me that an insurance company would shut down pharmaceuticals in order to have, psychedelics or microdosing of psychedelics work, what works better and is cheaper, they'll push that. And I thought, like, wow, now that's creativity. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, we're able to do something that's might be better for you, might be better for everyone, rather than the side effects that they get from pharmaceuticals. And insurance industry might actually help move it along. Like, when do you hear about that? Usually it's the opposite story that we hear. So I thought, that's the beauty of the interviews, is you stumble across something that's really interesting.
And its potential with, I just saw a special on one of our streaming services, its potential for people who are dealing with addiction.
Depression and alcohol. Yeah, I grew up with an alcoholic father, so it was really touched home for me that somebody might be able to beat this disease in that way.
Hope you enjoyed that. This is a 4-parter, and the entire interview, by the way, is on our sister site right now, Rock History Book. There are links in the description where you can check it out. Remember, if you want to support the channel, the 2 Ps, Patreon, you'll get early access. We have lots of stuff on there now to all our videos. As well, if you want to make a donation to Rock History Music, there's a PayPal link in the description as well. Make sure you comment on our videos. We love reading the comments. Subscribe to Rock History Music. Share our videos on social media. And of course, like our videos. It makes a big difference. This is John Beaudin, and this is Rock History Music.